So grab your headphones, let the journey start. With Suzy's Vegas tales, she's stealing the heart. In the city of dreams, let's laugh and play. Suzy's Las Vegas podcast, come join the sway.
Well, hello there. It is so good to be back again. I'm coming back every Tuesday now, and today we're celebrating. I have a wonderful friend of mine, and his name is Art, and he's with Vegas Chamber. Art Goldberg, I finally have you on my show. I'm just tickled to death. Hi, Art.
Yes, you do. It's tickled pink to be here. No pun intended there.
So tell me, I've got so many questions to ask you. I don't know where to start, but how did you get to where you are now? You have quite a story, your background. So you want to give our audience a little taste of who you really are?
Yeah, I do. How I came to work at the Vegas Chamber is a networking story. I moved from Green Valley to the Southwest. I'm a racquetball player still to this day. And I went to LVAC on West Flamingo on a Saturday morning early, see if I could meet some racquetball players.
Sure.
There were a bunch of guys playing doubles on one court, and on the other court, there were two guys playing singles who happened to step out. They were sweating a lot. And I went up and introduced myself, and they both said, no, we just played an hour. We're not interested in playing anymore. But if you stick around, those guys playing doubles, you might get a game with them. Well, as it turned out, they had more and more of their associates show up, and I'd come back every 15 minutes, and I didn't know any of them. So I ended up getting a workout that day, but no racquetball. That Tuesday, maybe Wednesday night, I went to Treasure Island to go to a networking mixer.
Okay.
I'm in a shirt and tie. I've got my craft beer, and I walk out onto the patio, and there's a guy sitting there, and I walk over to him and I say, do I look familiar to you at all? And he says, IT, no. Public, no. He said, I said, think T-shirts and shorts. We talked racquetball on Saturday morning. Oh, yeah. So we exchanged information.
Okay.
As it turned out, I had just changed jobs or about to change jobs at that time. So we started playing racquetball 3 days a week. And sometimes on Sunday, his wife would join him. And so I got to meet her as well. Okay. And she worked for the Chamber of Commerce in an administrative role. And they both said, if anybody ever left the sales team, you'd be great because you're B2B, you like to network, you understand what's going on in town, from a political point of view.
Right.
But nobody ever leaves. Well, it turned out that their number one guy decided to leave the chamber after 10, 11 years.
Wow.
And go work in the family business. Because one morning I got a text from my friend Charlie saying, stand by, something's happening at the chamber. Yeah. And then I got a text from Andrea saying, this guy just gave a full 30 days notice. Here's his number. I told him about you. You should give him a call. And I did call him, and to make this long story very short.
No, I love this. This is a wonderful story.
It took a few months, but I was hired on in June of 2015. Okay. So I'm approaching 11 years with the Chamber.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. So
you're a big asset to the Chamber. Everybody loves you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
Remember
mostly
the
true.
name Art Goldberg.
Yeah. It's mostly true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah. So I've been with the Chamber in business development since that time, and I have a lot of fun. One of the things I like about the position is that everyone I talk to has the entrepreneurial spirit, whether they're ready to open a business in 2 years from now, whether the president, CEO of a major company relocating to Southern California, or their CMO, their CRO, CFO, whatever, the marketing director. I'm dealing with people who are moving and grooving, or at least hope to move and groove.
Well, that's wonderful.
Sometimes it takes a while.
Well, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, how many people have joined since you've been in the Chamber is what I want to know.
I don't have the hard numbers. I mean, we're always considered one of the top 5 chambers in the nation.
Yeah, I believe
membership-wise. Like everything else, COVID affected us. We've been on the rebound ever since COVID. And I know we exceeded membership last year from the year before by about 10, 12%.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. So it's going up each year.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
we're growing.
And you've got such a great group of people, but there's so many facets to the Chamber that nobody really, I didn't know about it until I got in it. So, why don't you give our audience a couple ideas of what it actually is when you join a chamber?
Sure. Well, the number one thing that we offer our members is a ton of networking, which maybe I'll go over a little bit later.
Please do. Yeah.
The other thing that we have is a handful of benefits that are terrific for medium to small size businesses. We have group health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, need a minimum of 2 full-time employees. We have a 401k. As long as people are on payroll, they're eligible for that.
Okay.
Those are the 2 biggest benefits. Politically, we're very active. We go before the City Council, the Clark County Commission. We spend a lot of time and energy up in Carson City when the legislature does meet. We take an annual DC trip, every year in September. That is not quite sold out, but it's getting close.
So you mean I could still sign up if I wanted to do it?
You could still sign up. There's some caveats. It's not
Okay.
open to every member. However,
Okay.
it is still open. But we take 300 members, including spouses. The spouses get a special and different itinerary, but the spouses get to go to everything at night. That's a Sunday through Thursday trip in September.
Okay.
Going back to Carson City, we're the only chamber that has a full-time office up there.
Oh, you
And-
do? I
Yep.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so our team is up there, and I'll bet not too many people will know this. Our legislature is a part-time thing. So all those signs you're seeing out now, vote for me, state assembly, state
Yeah.
senate, that's a part-time job. It meets every other year in the odd years from the first Monday in February through the first Friday in June. So,
Really? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
essentially, fifth and seventh
Wow.
graders know that because they take that in civics.
I guess we need to go back to school.
It would help. So, I mean, it's 120 days. Now, the governor from time to time will call a special session.
Okay.
We recently had a special session over the last summer. Some of the things that were discussed were taxes for schools. That went through. And the biggest issue that was voted down or never came to vote again was the funding for the Warner Brothers and Sony.
Yeah, what happened there?
The people didn't want it.
They didn't want it?
No.
Okay.
They still may be coming. We
Okay.
don't know. But it's right now there's no government funding for that.
Oh, okay. So
So-
that's, it all went.
For
yeah.
the time being. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that something gets voted down doesn't mean they're not going to bring it back in 2 years.
Okay.
So we're
So
like,
what's on the burner that you can tell me what's coming
Sure.
up? I'd love to know.
yeah. In 2 days, on April 2nd, we've got a sold-out luncheon with the governor, Governor Joe Lombardo.
Yes.
We're at the Orleans, and we are
We're
about
going.
yes,
I'm excited.
we're about 500 people strong
Yeah,
for that.
that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and that's a huge event. And coming up on the 15th, for any of you who live up north, we're having the 2 leading candidates for the mayorship in North Las Vegas at the Cannery on the 15th for a discussion.
Okay.
And that's from 8 to 10 on the 15th. That we just announced that a week ago Monday.
Okay.
So that's pretty fresh. I mean, networking-wise, we nobody holds a candle to us.
No.
I mean, in my
Yeah.
almost 11 years, I meet people who moved here from Hawaii, all parts of California,
Right,
Texas.
right.
You name the state, I've met somebody.
Yeah.
And they all say, I really liked my chamber in Omaha or Daytona, Florida or Boston, but those guys didn't do half the stuff you guys do.
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of activities. I mean, last week alone, I had 5 ribbon cuttings.
5.
Yes, one every day from Tuesday, including Saturday.
Wow.
I typically don't do ribbon cuttings on Saturday, but that's when they want it, so that's when we did it. And so and networking wise, we do 2 mixers every month, happy hour type mixers from 4:30 to 6:30 or 5 to 7.
awesome.
We get 60, 80, sometimes well over 100 people to attend those. And it goes on and on and on. Do you want me to talk about more networking?
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
So one of my associates runs a bunch of focus groups. I call them, she calls them and friends.
And
So,
friends, okay.
Yeah. So her next one coming up is conventions, trade shows, weddings, and event planners and friends.
Oh, okay. That sounds like it would be a really good one.
And I think that's this Friday.
Okay.
Her biggest ones are business services and friends. That's a huge umbrella. Nonprofits and friends, and then real estate and construction and friends.
Oh, wow.
And there's more of those. And those are exclusive for chamber members, an hour and a half, no admission fee. And she moves those around the valley. So you get to visit different places of business. I know the trade show and conventions is at the Las Vegas Mini Grand Prix. Member of the chamber for a long, long time on
I like
on Rainbow.
them.
Everybody
They're
likes going there.
wonderful people.
Everybody likes to see
Yes.
those race cars. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have a youth group, as I call them, Vegas Young Professionals. And so to be a card-carrying member of VYP, as we call them, you have to be at least 21 because they normally go someplace with cocktails.
Yeah.
And at 40, they term you. They consider you termed out.
We're all over the hill, right?
Okay, we can relax. All that means is you can't serve on a board or a committee.
Okay,
You can
all
attend
right.
their events, you just can't
Yeah,
serve on a board or
okay.
committee. And they typically go to the nightclubs when they're not busy from 6 to 8. And so you get some great views. You get to go to lounges you haven't been to before. Like earlier this month, they were at the Bel Air Lounge at Durango Station.
Really?
Yeah, I have not been inside there.
I haven't either.
I was going to go, but I had another event that night, and I
Yeah.
figured, you know what, 7:30 at night, they're almost done. I'm just going to go home. And next month, they're going to be at the Rouge Room at Red Rock.
Oh, that'll be nice.
I think that's the 9th. So I don't know. If I've got the time, I'll go, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty darn busy. What
Well,
else?
you have different levels too, don't you?
And we have different levels of membership.
We should talk about that. You know, with the basic level, when you get into it to give it a try, that's got a lot of benefits for people that have never been part of your chamber, and it goes all the way up. So if you want
Right.
to talk about the different levels, that would
Yeah,
be
our
wonderful.
basic level allows you to attend everything I've mentioned so far. It comes with a ribbon cutting in your first year if you so like it. And it's pretty basic. I mean, it gives you access to the benefits and the events, the ribbon cuttings, et cetera, and not too much else. And then we have a silver level, we have a gold level. Those are all improved. And our ultimate level, where you are now, is the
Yep.
President's Club.
Yes.
That's our corporate level membership. So
Yes.
that allows you to go on the DC trip. That allows you to attend Carson City Day, which is the highlight of the legislative session when they
wow.
hold it. And other benefits like that. So their events are exclusive.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like to talk to people about where they are today, where they want to be in 3 months or 3
Right.
years.
Absolutely.
You know, what the budget's like, how much time do they have to network. And then I'll say, you know what, just come in at the bronze. Or other ones I'll say, why don't you take a look at all 3 of these because
Right.
it sounds like you can afford more than just the basic. And there are other times I'll look at people and say, you know what, for you, it really should be the President's Club. If you do anything below that, you will be either frustrated or disappointed, depending on who they want to network with.
That's right.
And that's really what it boils down to.
Well, I was a member of the President's Club before.
Right.
That was about 10 years ago, and some things changed and all that. And I was all excited this year. You know, like I went back in as a regular member, and I just wanted to get my feet wet and see what was going on, because back then it was Las Vegas.
Las Vegas
Yeah.
Metro Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
We rebranded to Vegas Chamber,
Yeah.
ironically enough, just a few months before COVID.
Yeah.
We didn't know it was coming, just like you
Yeah,
out there.
nobody knew. Yeah, who knew?
Right. So, you know, I'd stayed in touch with you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you finally said, I think I'm ready to come back.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
sent you some information.
Yeah.
And you, just to get your feet wet, you came
Yeah.
back at a bronze. And within a month's time.
Oh, yeah. I said,
you
no,
were-
I need to be where I was before.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So she woke up and
Yeah,
here you
I
are.
woke up and there I was. Except January happened, and that's when I broke my knee. And,
Your people
and
know
so
about
for
that.
yeah, I'm a
Right.
people person, like
Right.
Barbie on steroids. You know,
Right.
you know that.
I know that, right. Yeah, so she took a hiatus and now she's back.
Yeah.
And this is what, your second show back?
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's
So
wonderful.
I'm honored to be here.
Yes, I'm just so glad you said yes. I
Well,
really am.
I keep myself pretty busy.
Well, I know you do.
I do. And
Yeah.
I do as much networking as I can.
Mm-hmm.
When I interviewed for this position, I said, look, I'm not going to wear the chamber badge 24/7, but
No.
when I go out networking, I will.
Yeah.
And so I network in the construction industry with 2 different groups. I network
That
in
must be
healthcare.
really interesting, Art, with the
It
construction.
is.
You want to talk about that a little bit with the construction?
Sure. I mean,
That's amazing. Yeah.
everybody's busy,
Yeah.
which is great. And as you may recall, just about anybody and everybody, anybody working in construction was considered essential during COVID.
Right.
So they were still working, which was good for the economy because obviously the entertainment and casino
The rest of
businesses
it was all, yeah.
closed.
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember people saying, yeah, you should take a bike down to the Strip and ride through because it's so quiet. And I said, no, I don't want to see that.
I used to walk every morning. I lived down at Turnberry, and it was like you wouldn't believe it. It was like Las Vegas, where are you? You know, like you'd go
Right.
out and there was nobody. I went from Turnberry all the way down to Mandalay Bay. Every morning I would walk back and forth on a strip, do like a light jog and a walk.
Yeah, I did not want to walk that or ride a bike because
No.
to me it was like a science fiction movie or
Yeah,
something
it was.
out of Twilight Zone or Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Like, where is everybody?
Yeah, that's
This is no good.
exactly what it was like. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a member for the chamber with NAOP, National Association of Industrial Office Parks, which is about to rebrand, and that's been a tremendous group for me.
With the office,
Right.
okay.
And then I'm also a member of the NCA, which is Nevada Contract Association, and that's the Southern Nevada, they're AGC.
Okay.
We up north it's AGC, down here it's Nevada Contract Association.
Okay.
And that's been a tremendous group for me as well. I network anytime I see a healthcare mixer, I go to that.
Yeah.
I network sometimes with the American Marketing Association, AMA. On occasion, I'll go to AMAA, which is the mergers and acquisitions people. So if I'm not busy and I can budget the time to go, I also network with SKAL, SKL, which is an international travel organization. Las Vegas Territory, I'm a member, good standing.
Yep, I
So-
was too. I got to get back into all this. So,
Yeah,
but what is it? Go back to Skull.
Oh, I honestly don't know what those letters stand for,
Okay.
but it's more of an international trade society.
Oh,
I'm
that
not
would be
involved
interesting.
with international travel, but
No.
I like the people. I go
Yeah,
network with them.
yeah.
Last month we were at Virgil's on the link.
Okay.
And Virgil's and Carmine's, I've known them forever. They're good
Yeah,
chamber
they're
members.
wonderful
So
people.
why not go
Yeah.
and support your members
Yeah.
and spend a few dollars?
Well, you
with
do.
them?
You support all the people, all the members. That's what I love about art. I mean,
Right.
you're right there. You know, go with our members, and
Yeah.
that's number one.
Number one, got to
Yeah.
be out there networking.
Yeah.
And the word I was looking for before was iteration. NCA is the Southern Nevada iteration of AGC.
Okay.
So I got
All
that out
right.
there.
There you go.
Use a big word there.
Yeah.
I like to use that vocabulary.
I love how you can keep all of it straight.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not easy.
No,
It's not easy,
no.
but I like to go out and mix and mingle. And, normally the first Tuesday of the month, I host a mixer. We call it the Chamber Connections PM Mixer. And that one I literally move around the valley. So January, we were at Kona Grill in Summerlin. February, we went dark for a couple different reasons. We're
Yeah.
super busy.
Yeah.
And March, where was I? Just a few weeks ago, we were at Brio at Town Square.
Oh, that's nice
And that was
too.
like standing room only.
Yeah.
And this month, next month, April, which is not that far off,
Right.
we'll be at Dom DeMarco's in Boca
Oh,
Park.
okay. I'd like to
on
do
West
that. Yeah,
Charleston.
Don DeMarco's nice. The people are wonderful.
Yeah, we'll be out on the patio.
Yeah, that's
And
beautiful
hopefully
there.
the weather will be good as
Yes.
opposed to excruciatingly hot
Yeah.
as it's been last week or this week.
Yeah. Could you
So-
believe that?
I know.
Yeah.
Probably the warmest March on record. I mean, we're
Without
ending
a
it
doubt.
today.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it'll probably
Yeah.
be the warmest
Yeah.
month.
But it's totally amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a lot of fun with what I do. People ask me, when are you going to retire? And I said, I don't know. I mean, I do like a Ben Franklin balance sheet at the end of the
Yeah.
month. Would I like to spend more time at the gym? Sure.
Yeah.
Would I like to spend more time with my grandkids? Sure. Would I like to spend more time reading? Sure. Do I want to do something with my backyard? Yeah, absolutely. But, I think about all the wonderful people that I've met
Right.
in the last 30 days. Or people that I've run into that I hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years, or 2 or 3 months, whatever it might
Yeah.
be. And I say, I can't give that up.
No.
It's just too much fun.
Yeah.
You come
Isn't
right
that a
into it.
good feeling, though?
It is a good feeling.
Yeah.
They
You
say,
love what you're doing.
They
I
say,
can tell.
Yeah, they say, if you wake up and looking forward to the day, that's a good sign.
Of course it is.
And
Yeah.
that's how I feel about most days, if not all of them.
So you play racquetball.
Yes.
Okay. Well, my husband Steve did too. And then he went to pickleball. Do you play pickleball also?
I have played pickleball. It's
But
a
you
great
still like
sport.
racquetball better?
I like racquetball. I'm doing it for the calories, and it's such a fast game.
Yeah.
It really occupies your brain and your hand-to-eye coordination, and pickleball's a great sport. It's a wonderful co-ed sport. It's a wonderful double sport. I'm still playing singles. I've got some friends that say, why don't you come play doubles with us? I said, I can't. What do you mean you can't? I said, I can't take 3 hours to play.
No.
I mean, I could, but
Yeah.
I would rather play an hour singles and walk off that court exhausted
Yeah.
than play 2
But
hours.
it's such a good feeling, isn't it?
It is a good feeling. Yeah, chasing that little blue ball.
Yeah.
Well, blue, pink, green, they're all different colors
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, I have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you guys moved into a new location.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So we were over at the Smith Center. We were in the middle of the 3 buildings. So
Right.
the anchor tenant at our building was the Jazz Cabaret, which is now known as Myron's. And by the way, if you haven't been there, you need to go.
Oh, yeah.
Not a bad seat in the house, literally world-class acoustics. We have artists from all over the United States, not to mention all over the world. They go, this place is amazing. And it's still fairly new. It's, 10, 12 years old. In fact, they even did a slight remodel last year. Anyway, we were in that building, and then our lease was more or less expiring, so we started looking for space about
Right.
3 years before, and we ended up moving into the new Civic Plaza. So our landlord is the City of Las Vegas. Thank you, the City Council, for approving our lease with a 7-0 vote. And so we have, we're the entire second floor. Workforce Connections is on the 4th floor, and we understand the Secretary of State is taking part of the 1st floor.
Okay.
So the 3rd store is still available if you want to move into the building.
The
I'm
third
not a
store?
leasing agent. There's no finder's fee, but nonetheless.
But it's beautiful
Yeah, it
there.
is. It is.
and then
it's gorgeous.
Carolyn and Oscar Goodman are outside. They
Yes.
have I mean, you have to see this. It's amazing.
Yeah, so off
Yeah.
us, you can see from some of our windows, and we have a patio that overlooks this Civic Plaza. And at the far end, there's statues of Oscar and Carolyn Goodman. And so
Yeah.
we're not connected to City Hall, but we're immediately adjacent to them. There's, like I say, a walkway and a small park area between the two of us. And we've been there actually officially since we returned from DC last fall. So it's been about 6 months now.
Yeah, I was blown away when I saw it. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, our offices at Smith Center were quite nice, but this is
Yeah.
the creme de la creme. This
Oh,
is really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you've made it to the top, and there
Something
you are.
like that. Well,
Yeah.
second floor.
Yeah,
Second floor.
but it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You should come visit us.
And then you have so many people there, that are able to help you with basically anything you want. If you become a chamber member, you have a lot of events down there too, don't you?
We do. We do member orientation every month, and
That was great. I did that. You need to become a chamber member. Yes.
that's free to all new members. And we recently rolled out a small business resource center. SBRC is the acronym, and we have a terrific person running that. I'll give her a plug. Her name is Inez Allen, and so we've
She's
partnered
wonderful.
with
Yeah.
organizations like SCORE and the SBDC, and so on and so forth. So we can assist small businesses, emerging businesses in a lot of different ways, and we're rolling out the programs all the time. It's still in its infancy. And we're also partnered with what we call Employee NV, and the NV is for Nevada, and they can help bring talent to your organization.
Well, they're right in there, aren't they?
They're
They have their
in our
office there.
offices, yes.
Yeah.
And there's funding available through them to receive up to 4 weeks reimbursement for new employees, and or the cost of training them, the person training them. And there's grant money available, both state and federal. I don't know the particulars on it personally, but they'll, with a 15-minute Zoom call, they can tell you what you're qualified for. So that's a terrific resource open to all businesses, at least investigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so what we do just goes on and on and on
Yeah,
and on.
it's amazing. When you start to look at this, most people think when they join a chamber that, oh, well, we're going to just give them money and then we'll never get any benefits like we thought we were going to get and all that. But that's not true. With the
No.
Vegas Chamber, they're there the whole time,
We're
whatever
here,
they can do.
And, one of the things I always tell people, regardless of what point they are about joining or not
Yeah.
joining, I said, look, this is going to be like your local library, your education, your
Right.
gym membership. Unlike the gym membership, we're not going to tell you need to be here 3 times a week. However, if you can show up once a month or more to something and focus on the people in the room or at the event as opposed to just talking about yourself, it will pay off.
That's right.
But showing up is, so important.
Right. That's the key.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, making some relationships, not just I'm in the flooring industry. Do you know anybody who needs something? Or
Yeah.
I opened up a dental practice. Do you need you need a new dentist? It's not that.
No.
It's tell me about you. How could I
Yeah.
help you? What are you
That's
really
right.
looking for? What's a good client or prospect for you? If I could introduce you to anybody in this room, who or what would you like to meet? Well, I'd love to meet an attorney. I'd love to meet a mortgage person.
That's right.
I'd love to meet
Yeah.
a general contractor. And if they're there and I know them, or even if I know they are, I'll just grab them by the elbow and say, excuse me, but you need to meet this guy. You need to meet this gal. And that's
Yeah.
what networking is all about. And at the end of the day, that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works.
It works.
It really works.
It works, right. So
Yeah.
it's so important to show up, and it doesn't have to be all the time.
Yeah, you do both. You do the talk and the walk, and
Right.
and that's the most important thing. But I've gotten so much out of it. I really have in
Right.
the past, and I'm just so tickled to be back in President's Club. Here I come. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're happy to have you back.
I missed it. I
But
really
I
did.
can't necessarily talk about what we've got coming up for them on camera.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah. So I mean, we've got something for everybody's budget.
Yeah.
Is what it boils
Yeah.
down to, if
Yeah.
you're so inclined. And there are times where I'll tell people, what you do is such a niche that
Yeah.
joining the chamber doesn't make sense. Why don't you look at Nevada Contract Association
Right.
or NAOP or just something else? So I mean, I can go back
Yeah.
to my first year when I met a guy that was he was a concrete cutter, union
Okay.
shop, and strictly commercial. And he told me he got all his benefits through the union dues that he paid to have people work for him.
Okay.
He didn't want to talk to you or me about our backyard, no matter how big it was. And he wouldn't want to talk to you about, your house or anything else, and strictly commercial. I said, you know what? The chamber just doesn't make sense for you.
No,
It's
no.
not for everybody.
Yeah.
But for some businesses, many businesses, at least talk to me or talk to us.
Yeah.
And I have 5 associates, that I work with as a team. And sometimes I say to them, you know what? You should really talk to this guy or this gal because they have a background in that and they understand. Like, I mean, I like to eat like anybody else. However, if somebody is a baker, one of my associates
Yeah.
is a master baker and chef, and sometimes I'll say, you know what? You should talk to her, not me.
Right.
Something like that. And
Yeah.
it's just, and one of the other biggest mantras of networking is giver's gain. So if I share something with them, I know something's good's going to come my way. Might not be today.
Back to you. Yeah.
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 It could be 6 months, could be 6 weeks, could be
Yeah.
6 days. I don't know, but it's
But yeah,
karma.
giver's gain. That's
Right.
wonderful.
When you said
I've-
back to you, I was thinking,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
we run out of time or
No,
something?
no. No, but I never heard giver's gain before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
when you
absolutely.
give, you get back.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell
Twofold.
people, spend
Yeah.
more time asking somebody else some questions, because at some point they'll stop and they'll say, well, tell me about your Allstate company. Tell me about your gardening company. Tell me about, your social media company.
Right.
Because they realize that they've been taking up all the time and they've already spilled their guts, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
But they're just, an internal clock will hit them and say, you know what? I want to know about you.
Yeah.
How long you been in Vegas? What do you like? What's your family like?
Yeah.
Whatever it might be. Where do you live? Who's your favorite sports team?
Yeah.
And you can talk about stuff like that. You don't have
Yeah.
to talk shop all the time.
No.
It's not necessarily what do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
No.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Eventually you want to get to that, but
Yeah.
there's-
But isn't it amazing, like when you talk to people, you get more back than you give.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what I found the most with it.
Right.
I really did.
and at the end of the day, you have to follow up.
Yeah, that's the number one.
Right.
People take business cards all the time. The number one rule when you get home, make sure you put them in order, contact them, text them, let them know
something.
that you enjoyed meeting them and all
Right.
that. That's rule number one.
Because it's easy
Yeah.
to say, let's do lunch, let's
Yeah.
grab a coffee, and
Yeah.
10 days, 20 days later, you look at the card and you say, I never heard from them. And
Yeah.
I didn't do anything either. So
Yeah.
you got to take the bull by the horns. If
Yeah.
you really want to get together with somebody, give them a call, shoot them a text, send them an email
Yep.
saying, hey, I'm swamped this week. However, next week I've got time Tuesday or Friday if you want to grab a coffee
Mm-hmm.
or lunch or a drink or just do a virtual call, whatever it might be, but follow up. That's really critical.
You know, we covered a lot today, didn't
I
we?
know. I'm not used to talking this much, honestly.
I love it. I love it. Art, honest to God, I love it. If you liked our show, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And how do we get a hold of you one more time?
Art Goldberg, Vegas Chamber, 702-205-5492. I'll answer my phone after 5 o'clock if I'm not networking. And yes, you can send me a text to say hi. How's that?
What do you think about that? See, you heard it from the man himself. So that's our show. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I had the most wonderful time with you today. And I want to get, some more of your people from down there on the show and talk about their roles too. I would love it.
We can do that.
Okay, sounds good. So that's our show. Take care. Bye.
So grab your headphones, let the journey start with Suzy's Vegas tales. She's stealing the heart in the city of dreams. Let's laugh and play Suzy's Las Vegas podcast. Come join the sway.